What's going on, everybody? Zman here. Welcome back to the Soulless World. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday so far. I know I normally try to stream on Mondays, but some stuff happened yesterday. I was going to stream yesterday, but then I got attacked by bees. It's a long story. I don't really want to talk about it. It was, yeah, just not fun. Anyways, before we go ahead and get started with today's stream, if you guys happen to be enjoying yourself at any point in time, make sure to hit that like button. Check all the links below for all my social medias. Consider joining my community Discord. And if you like what you're seeing and you want to see more content just like this, consider subscribing. Never required, but always greatly appreciated. And it's free. And yeah, with that being said, let's get started with today's episode. So, last episode we were on here, we started working on the road over here. The Great Eastern Road, titled To Be Determined. We started working on this. And we did make some pretty solid progress, I would say. But we're going to be stepping away from that today. We're not going to be working on anything like this. Unfortunately, I haven't really had that much time to do more work like I originally wanted. But we do have this nice little custom cliff face here that I plan on stretching all the way from down here all the way around. And once we get that done, we can start working on some other stuff. But like I said, we're not going to be working on that today. What we are going to be turning our focus to is Duskhearth once again. Yes, I finally had some time on my hands and I got basically a good majority of the shopping district slash market slash commercial space, whatever you want to call it, really. Designed some of the structures and all that fun stuff here. So we got some schematics placed in, ready to go. And yeah, so I did need to do a little bit of preparation, which I did not get very far with. I meant to fill in the rest of this here really quick, so I'm gonna quickly go ahead and do that. So once we get this filled in, then I could place down the next schematic that we have gotten going on here. So, happy Tuesday, everybody. How is your Tuesday going so far? Cool guy, I saw you there in the chat. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Hope you're having a great day so far. It seems like the last... I want to say it's probably been close to about 2 months now. Like, ever since starting in... Maybe even ever since March, even, I would say. I would go as far as early as March of this year. I've just been off my game with content, and I apologize for that. I have been very bad content creator. I don't know what it is with me as of late, where my lack of content has just been not there. My drive for making content as well is also lacking, and I apologize for that. I really need to kick myself into gear once again so that we can actually make more content. So it especially even goes into as far as streaming and all that stuff. I just have not really been doing that, and I feel bad. I feel bad because I know you guys out there like my content, at least somewhat. You guys keep coming back, hopefully. But yeah, I apologize. Long story short, I just had a lot of life things going into you know, kind of motivations, drives, all that fun stuff. And I also need to make sure that this is correct. I want to make sure everything is lining up as it should. Actually, I've learned that you can actually rename these so you can see which schematic you're actually working with. Wow, who would have thought this rename thing here was going to be so helpful? So bucket stall rename. Now we can see that there. Now we know which schematic we're messing with. So I wanted to bring this one back, and probably gonna have to push it down by 1. Yeah, so I guess I don't really have the layout done, but I have, you know, where I have the builds done. I guess that's more so of what I have going on here. So I went ahead, designed up some market stalls. Now these stalls aren't anything extraordinary. They're pretty simplistic, you know, like think of a farmer's market. You know, the market stalls that they have. There's not many of them. You know, there's not really many unique designs, I guess. I guess that's what I was more so trying to say. Let's see, schematic placements, configure, market stall 2. And now we can lower that to not raise it. We don't want to raise it up anymore. So kind of, I guess I'm just going to go with the flow with the market stalls. Whether I really want to like go into, I don't want to overthink it, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. I'm not trying to overthink this entire thing. What I ideally would just like to keep in mind though is to not have too much going on in one space. I want to have this stuff relatively spread out. Like we're gonna have a stall here, we're gonna have a couple smaller ones over here, and probably having them go as far as to even along back here. Even we'll see where we get with it today, but we do have a lot of building to get done. So where we're going to start is this stall right here. So we need to click on that one and we should have that selected, right? Wait, does that actually change? Oh, that's so cool. I did not realize that. Okay, so schematic placements. Why? Which one? All right, now that I have too many loaded, I don't know which one I named this one, because we do have a couple builds that we have here. For example, the bakery and the cobbler. Those are some of the more unique things that I have kind of floating in my head with what this area is going to look like. You know what? I think we're just going to start with the bakery. Yeah, I think that's what we are going to start with. So if we go ahead up here, hopefully making sure that I have the correct things placed. If I also have it. What happens if I, oh. So if we turn those off, do we get this one? I'm trying to get my bakery, damn it. We may have to raise it up. Yes, correct. So I did not include the floor with this build, which is kind of unfortunate. I was hoping that I've been trying to do better on remembering having, you know, the floors as part of the schematics, because it is already hard enough well, I guess it's not really difficult to come up with a floor design on the fly. I just wanted, you know, have it to have it, if that makes sense. But we do need to fly back over here really quick because my spare bed is here. And while we're over here, we may even need to pick up some other things too. Such as, not that, yes, that. Ooh, that's actually kind of a problem. You see, because I really need a lot of andesite with today's build, and I'm just going to take that stuff there and throw all the andesite that I have here. Yeah, that's not going to cut it, and I highly doubt I have any over in my storage room either, like either one of my storage rooms. But we'll fly in, just double check. We got to make sure before we waste time, even though technically we are wasting time right now. trying to figure out, oh, do we have the resources? All right, nothing in there, no, and no. And this is all cobblestone. Yes, it is. That's all stone. Excuse me. I've had a long day at work today. And this, oh, that's andesite. That's granite. That is diorite. That is all dirt. That is more granite, andesite, and diorite. And same there, same as there. Yeah, this is kind of a problem. If I don't, oh, there's a whole bunch of grass that I was actually looking for earlier. And that's all mob drops from the OG mob farm. If you guys remember that, you should totally hit that like button. But yeah, this is kind of unfortunate. I don't have any... Yeah, I don't have any tough in here. That be not good. Oh, man. I also hope I didn't have too much caffeine today. Usually too much caffeine makes me eepy. Okay, what do we got in here? Nothing. Oh, gosh. Hey, guys, I think we are going to have to go and do some mining for andesite. Gosh darn it. We're only going to fill up the shulker. That's all we're going to get. We may even try to speed the process up a little bit, too. That may not be. Save ourselves some time and efforts. Where am I going? I need to go down this way. Save ourselves some time and effort for getting said stuff. Tough. Words. I'm blanking on words all of a sudden. I don't know why. But where the heck... I swear I thought there might have been an exposed tough vein around here. That is gravel. And if there is not an exposed tough vein here, then we may have to go mining. Also, what's in these chests? Resources, empties. Okay. Yeah, not ideal. What about over this way? I feel like this tunnel eventually comes to an end because of whatchamacallits. Some resources here. Because the lava. Yeah, there's lava right ahead of us, and I don't feel like going through the hassle of that. I don't need any of this. I have tons of it. I don't need it. Just gonna toss that all. You may think that's a complete waste, but I do not care. The only thing I care about is tough. We're just gonna dig this way. Also, do I even have any torches? That might be... You guys might have to bear with me. Problem solved. Who would have thought that I am such a wonderful critical thinker? Gosh darn it. Damn it. That's not what I wanted to have happen either. Alright. Tough time. Can we get some tough really quick? Because I know for a fact the current amount of tough that I have is not going to be enough in order to finish our builds today. Because the bakery and the... Oh, speaking of tough, let's go! We found it. But yeah, the amount of tough that goes into the bakery and the cobbler, it's just too much. We don't have enough. But we're going to try to make this process a little bit faster by blowing up said tough if we can. Is there really even that much of a tough vein here? It doesn't look like it. I thought tough wasn't as blast resistant as deep slate was. I could be wrong. Don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. It doesn't blow up nearly as much of an area as I was hoping for. It's kind of unfortunate. But we're still going to try to do our best to get as much of this as possible. And not really making much of a dent. I'm curious, how much of a space? Because it's like a, oh, hi diamonds. Yeah, I don't know if it's more efficient for us to just blast mine it out, or if it's better for us to just mine it out. Don't know. I need to hang on to this iron, deep slate iron ore, because Roth needs it for one of his future builds that he's working on. Speaking of, he should be joining us at some point tonight. I'm not entirely sure when, but he's supposed to be. I think he said he was going to do some more, since I wasn't streaming last night, he was going to try and do some planning for today. So hopefully he got his planning all done so that we can talk a bit more. Because I know that we were talking the other day and like how the capital of the Rakavan Empire, if you guys, well, it's not going to show up here because, you know, it's, we're underground. It's not going to show up. But we we're talking about the capital, the Rakavan Empire, and you know, he has a lot of ideas in his head about what he wants out of it, which is going to be, he already said it's going to be his biggest build ever that he's attempted. And that's saying something, seeing as he does builds for Minecraft Marketplace and stuff like that. I want to, you know, kind of talk about those plans because I love Roth to death, but he's very much a perfectionist when it comes to building. And I feel like he might need a slight break from Rimewield. He's been working on that literally since December/January of 2024. Yes. So it's been, now granted, he doesn't have nearly as much free time as I have. You know, he's got a life, he's got a wife and kid to, you know, be there for and all that fun stuff, which I'm not dogging on him at all, by the way. Go him. But I have none of that. So I have a lot more free time to work on said stuff like this. But I feel like he could use a bit of help at times too. And maybe I can even propose the idea of him letting me, you know, either A, helping him get more resources, or B, him sending me the schematics and where he wants the placements to be, and I can work on that stuff when I have free time. Now, granted, summertime is, unironically, the busiest time of the year for me when it comes to work projects and stuff like that, so I don't have as much free time during the summer. But I still want to help him out one way or another. Because Roth's my homie. We help out the homies around here, okay? I want to help out as much as I can. And if that means helping him, you know, even just working on smaller stuff too. Like if he has smaller builds that he wants, you know, laid out or structured or something, we can help him do that in our free time. So we'll have to talk with him, obviously, and see his whole thoughts on that and what he might be open to, what he wants to kind of keep to himself. So I mean, as much as this is a co-op world for us, we are very much working by ourselves. And that's kind of sad because we want to be able to, I mean, yes, we, you know, get on calls and we talk about stuff here and there, but we haven't worked on projects together. Now, we have already agreed on the fact that the Rakovan Capital will be a collaborative project for us because the scale at which it's going to be is absolutely massive. Like this, I'm telling you, is probably going to be way bigger than what Carmel Thor is. And now, granted, there's still a whole lot of opportunity to expand on Carmel Thor and make it bigger, grander, stuff like that. I've just been so burnt out with it. Oh, hi. Hi, Diamonds. Are there any more of you hiding around here? No? Okay. Figured I'd at least check. Also sounds like we've got some not so nice things up here, which I kind of want to take care of because I don't want to accidentally spawn. Oh, and we even found some tough. That's even better. I don't think there's any... Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any shriekers around here, but they're still going to be quite annoying to deal with. So, actually what we'll do is get our trusty hoe and break these off like that. I don't believe there's anything around here. We shall see. Are you gonna get cozy? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I got my newer chair that I have here. And I realized that Arvin likes to sit on the chairs whenever I'm streaming. So now she can sit here in the background. Maybe she'll want to picture something or whatever, but you know. She's been begging for food. She's got her daily dose of food. I promise you. She does not go unfed. She is a well-fed cat. And she's getting fat, and I'm trying to stop her from getting fat. Alright, but we got more tough here, which is very nice. I very much need the tough in order to get the building done. So I know we're just kind of chatting and rambling right now while I try to get this job done. Or this task. It's not really a job. While I get this task done. That is my ankle. Please stop gnawing on my ankle. Thank you. I swear, this cat is going to be the death of me. She might eat me in my sleep. That is becoming a realistic fear. This morning, she woke me up by biting my nose, and it absolutely hurt. Like, it wasn't just a gentle nibble. It was literally like, nyah! And I screamed a little bit. Because I was obviously sleeping, and then once you have, you know, something sharp latching onto your face, like the little shit that she is, it startled me. It definitely startled me. You crazy cat. And then look, it was like maybe 5 minutes before my alarm, which also peeved me off because I'm like, seriously, you couldn't have waited 5 more minutes for me to wake up. But also, on my alarm is the same exact time that her automatic feeder goes off. So literally could not wait 5 minutes for me to wake up and then the automatic feeder to go off so that she could eat. I don't understand this cat. She's spoiled, that's for sure. But I try not to feed her too much, okay? do my best to not overfeed my cat, okay? I don't want a fat cat. So then she becomes lazy. I don't want that. Scary cave noises. Be alone. Please and thank you. Alright, let's see here. How much more tough do we need? We still need a few stacks. Gosh darn it. Okay, well. That's kind of unfortunate. Really want to work on these builds today. I would like to say that the bakery isn't necessarily unique in design, but some of the details that I added in, which we probably won't do today, that may be something I'll add in at a later date. I more so just want to get the structures in. If we have time tonight, we could probably go back to the bakery and add in some new things, or add in the smaller details, but mostly just want to get layout and layout of the commercial district and whatnot done tonight. That's what I want to get done. That's what I want to achieve. Now, I didn't really come up with any unique details for the cobbler either, just because I didn't really have time for that either. I was lucky enough that I even had time to work on the designs that I did for today. You know, after I took care of my bee problem yesterday, I did spend a little bit of extra time designing stuff for today's stream, but wasn't that much. Alright. Trying to get through this as quick as possible. I'm sorry, guys. If you're watching the VOD, just skip ahead. Skip ahead. This is the boring crap. It's very boring. Monotonous. Tedious even. I don't know when I'll be able to actually get started with building. I don't know. We may just say, after this vein, which ironically is practically empty now, we just say screw it and use up what we have, which I think is exactly what we're going to do. So let's hop down here, and we do have some space. Whee! Ouch. And this way. Careful not to hit the floor. You know, these songs are getting longer and longer. And I've been putting it off for way too freaking long at this point. But I really need to start... Really need to start adding in this fog that we've done over in these other chasms. Because, you know, it needs to be done. They're obviously smaller details, or it's a smaller detail, but it's also very important because I want it to feel unending, almost. But now that we have that done and out of the way, I'm just going to drop off some of this miscellaneous crap in the chest here. Don't really need it. I also need to start working on the design for the Duskhearth Manor. Yeah, that's also a thing. Huh. Okay. We got all of our stuff here, or at least a majority of it. That's empty. That's my tools. Why do I have a chest here? I'm not entirely sure. I may need to also grab some pale moss. How much pale moss do I have? I think the shulker for that was over here. I did not mean to toss those. That's regular moss. That's miscellaneous crap. What about in here? Nope. No. I need pale moss. What do I do with my pale moss? Is it in the chest over here? No. It is not. Oh, crap. Do I have shulker over here for pale moss? It does not look like it. That's nothing important. That's just some bones. Oh, man. Crap. You know, we may even substitute in for andesite. If I can't find pale moss, we'll just use andesite. Oh, look at that. There's the copper golem. I don't think he's actually moved from that spot in quite some time. He might be stuck. I might have to help him. We shall see. Let's check the chest monster. Nope. 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 I mean, I'll take the andesite because we may need that instead. Nope. 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 I'll take a few more stacks of that. Nope. And nope. Oh. No, I do have some. I may need to work on that a bit. Get some more of that. Let's go over here. Since I do happen to have pale moss sitting in this, nope, I need that. Give that back. Since I do have pale moss there, I'm gonna snag up some of that. I apologize that I'm doing a bunch of resource gathering. I did not have time today after work. I was working on some other stuff. Which, by the way, other stuff that I've been talking about that I'm trying to work on. If you haven't seen the announcement yet, I am going to be I'm going to be opening up a public SMP for the Middle-earth Minecraft mod. There are not many details currently on when the SMP is going to start. All I'm going to say is once we get the next update for the Middle-earth mod is when I plan on going a little more public with information, you know, how you can join, because there is going to be a process in order to join on the fun. I do want to preface this right now because I'm probably going to get some people that will try to get around the rule. It is an 18+ server, so in community, technically. I'm already an 18+ community, but I can't, obviously, I can always do my best to make sure that I don't interact with people under the age of 18, but please be mindful that it is an 18+ server, so if you do watch my content and you're under the age of 18, you are not welcome on. I apologize, not really. But once I finally get that release date and I start up the server, more information will come out. I do highly suggest that you do join my community Discord, which should be linked below. Should be. I feel like I might have removed my Discord with the Soulless World Discord. But regardless, more information will be coming out as I get more information on when this potential release is going to be. I currently know that one of the devs is on vacation, so that's very sad. I'm very, very sad that we don't have more work being done on the mod. No vacations. That's what I'm saying. You're not allowed to take a vacation. Not allowed. But yeah, public server. There will probably be, you know, limited slots on it depending on, you know, how popular it's going to be. I've already gotten some hype around it. Obviously, if you guys saw my channel post, I think that's up to like 30 something likes now, which I was like, what the heck? You guys actually seem to really want this for some reason. And so I'm going to do my best to, you know, make it as accommodating as possible, but keep in mind, if the Middle-earth SMP is something that you are very excited for. By the way, if you happen to know content creators that may be interested in participating in said SMP, send them my way by either joining my Discord, or you can send them, or just have them check out my channel, and my email is also in there. I do want to try to get more content creators on, because I have some unique things that I want to do with the server. At least I think they're unique. They may have been done before, but it allows for obviously some unique interactions on, will allow for unique interactions on the server. You know, some of the storytelling aspects, obviously role playing and all that fun stuff, because I know quite a few people are into that as well. And so, yeah, more content creators, the better. Because I already know Soulspawn is not going to be interested in it, because he doesn't play Minecraft anymore, because he's a loser. But I'm not sure about Roth. He might be interested in a once in a while type thing, so he probably wouldn't be as involved as I'm going to be with the server, but I want to get more content creators involved so that we can have a pretty fun, overall fun experience. Ideally. We'll see how far it actually goes, though. Alright. One thing that I like about Pale Moss is that it doesn't grow like the acacia bushes and stuff like that. You still get the, you know, the grass and all that fun stuff, but it's not as annoying. I don't know. That's just my honest opinion, I guess. Kaiser Gaming, how you doing, brother? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? I believe I've seen you around here before. Welcome back. How is your Tuesday going so far? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Right now, I'm doing a little bit of resource gathering / preparations, because I'm a silly goose and I did not prepare for today's projects. Oops. But hey, this is a perfect time for us to just chat while I'm trying my best to, you know, get stuff done. You know, I flattened out this area thinking, oh, I'm just going to turn this entire layer into moss, and then I'm only doing a section. Now I'm going to run into the same exact problem that I ran into before, where it's going to be a whole bunch of different layers put together. It's going to be very annoying. Or multiple layers just kind of like missing, chunks missing from each layer. That's going to be very annoying. Cat. You are so close to clawing my leg, and it hurts. Please stop. Alright, how much moss do we have now? Ow! No. Bad cat. Cat, what are you doing? Huh? What are you doing down there? Causing problems? Shenanigans? Shenanigans of some sort, I know that much. She's always up to something. Moss! Lots of moss. I wish Roth did not, convert his moss farm into a bone meal farm. I really wish he kept it as a moss farm because I really need some pale moss. Yo, what is the next Middle Earth update coming? That is a question I would like to know myself because I have no idea. It's very upsetty. I want the update already. As I've said it before. And I believe I'm like 85% confident that it's public knowledge. Hold on, I'm gonna double check. Okay, it has been talked about before. In public channels. So, I do have access to playtest versions of the mod, but that does not mean that I know about when the update's going to come out or anything like that, but I have seen the features that are coming with it. Obviously, anything that people have seen via Discord and or their Discord with you know what's coming. Obviously, new factions being in the Woodland Realms, Misty Mountain Goblins, Dol Guldur, and all that fun stuff that's coming. But I do not know when the release is coming. And there's more stuff that has yet to be play tested as well. I know that when I talked with one of the devs, they said we'd get a playtest relatively soon. That's also been a while now, so gonna take my anger out on this zombie. Anyways, so I do not know when the next update is coming, but I will say, be patient. The devs are, in fact, cooking real hard with this update. I know it's been well over a year now since we've gotten one, but it will be worth it in the long run. There's a lot of cool stuff that's coming. All right. Spiders. Leave me alone. I'm just here vibing. You want to ruin my vibing? No, thank you. Oh, my inventory's full. That's not good. I do not need any of that. Or this, or that, or this, or that. Excuse me. Leave me alone. Okay, so I think we're just going to take what we have here and call it good. Because I don't want to spend too much time just gathering resources. It's going to get very boring and very monotonous. I would really like to get started on some actual building finally. Being 46 minutes, almost 47 minutes into stream. Alrighty. Stretchy time. Ugh. And yes, this shirt is factual. I am indeed afraid of women. Wouldn't own it if it wasn't true. Frick off. Just over here vibing. You want to ruin my vibing. Oh, I guess another thing that we could talk about while we also get started into building all that fun stuff is the next game drop, not Chaos Cube, which is coming in a couple weeks. That'll be very exciting. But the one after that in the fall seems really interesting. We're getting the Dappled Forest, poplar trees. That wood type looks really interesting. It's like a more gray tone, which could work very well with our builds. Fits well with stone. It could very well work with some themes in Carmelithor as well. That'll be kind of interesting to figure out whatnot, but I'm just gonna grab a few stacks there. Oh, you know what else I need? Stonecutter. I think I have a stonecutter sitting over here. I want to say I do. Aha, I do. Plus a crafting table, so I'll take that as well. Yeah, I mean, I just can't wait for it to come out. I mean, we have never had a Lord of the Rings game where we can explore Middle Earth, and that, so I'm just too excited and can't wait for it. Well, it's funny that you say that, because there is a game currently being made by Warhorse Studios. It's the same game studio that worked on the Kingdom Come games, Kingdom Come Deliverance, and they're working on an open world RPG that rumors are saying is going to be basically compared like the Hogwarts Legacy for Lord of the Rings. So I'm very intrigued, very excited to see what that will be about and what that will all entail. Hey cat, what are you doing? Why are you playing with the box? Eddie, stop menace. Yeah, I'm very excited for that, because that may become a staple on the channel. Depending how popular it gets. I know I do a lot of Minecraft stuff, but if it's, I would also kind of like it if it was going to be a survival game too. I've just heard it's going to be an RPG, so I don't really know what that's going to entail. And before we get started, my cat is driving me insane, so I'm gonna go feed her so she will stop. Yeah, you're being a little prude, you know that? You're being a little prude. She's like, Father, please put me down. Are you going to put me down? I'm not going to put you down. I want you to love me. Yet she just wants to flee from me. I love her. I do. She's purring right now. You can't hear it. She's definitely purring. She's purring, I promise. Ow! Okay. She is distracted for now. So let's get to building. Finally, right? So with the bakery... Oh, that's... I need to get some walls right. I don't have too many. Don't think I will need that many, but I'm going to just turn this stack into walls for now. It'll take years. I mean, Middle Earth is a big world. Yes, it is a big world, but I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't have announced the game now if things weren't already in the works or like development hasn't already started. I feel like that would kind of, I wouldn't say defeat the purpose, but it would probably deter people from wanting, or the hype for it, I should say. That's what I'm trying to say, is the hype for the game would die off very quickly. So, you don't want that to happen. I don't think the devs want that to happen either. So, I feel like they would have announced it because there's already stuff in the works. Which, by the way, I also need to... There's so many things I'm forgetting. I just need to kind of keep on me. Yeah, I think right now, this week, going back to the Middle Earth mod discussions, the main developer / owner of the mod is on vacation. So probably won't get any updates on when the next test stuff comes out or whatever, but I'm hoping that won't be too long from now. You know, because I made the prediction that we would have gotten the next Middle Earth mod update in late May to early June, and it's currently early June, so that window is closing rapidly. I would like to not be wrong, ideally. Yeah, I know about Warhorse, it's up to something, but I think it will take years because Middle Earth is a big world. Yeah, and like I said, I feel like the devs wouldn't have said anything if stuff wasn't already being worked on. So we just gotta hope and pray, essentially. You know what? No, I think it would still make sense to have... What did I do with all my deep slate? Like my just deep slate, not cobble deep slate. Did I throw it into one of these chests? No. Oh, no. Okay. I know I had regular deep slate somewhere. I don't think it was in here either. Might have been over here. Aha! I was right. Because I am always right. Ouch. No, that's not what I wanted. Just random patterns, because it really doesn't matter that much. I'm trying to randomize this as best I can. I don't know if it's working. Why the heck did I put a wood log there? That makes 0 sense. Alright. Floor can now go in. Placement's kind of wonky there. Don't know what happened with that. But we can just go ahead, fill this in. Gonna need more walls. Probably gonna have to make myself some barrels too. How many stairs do I have in here? I do have a few stairs. That's good. Not many trapdoors though. And we'll need barrels. So let's just grab what we have. Try to fill this in as much as we can. Yeah, those are all off. I was messing around with some design stuff, and I realized I also need my bed. What did I do with my bed? Did I never pick up my bed? I probably never picked up my bed. But I realized that the the stripped birch logs look a lot like dough, like raw bread dough. I thought to myself, that would be a very clever design. Or a little clever detail to throw into the bakery, like on a table. As like, oh, we're making the bread dough, then we could put it into the oven type deal. But yeah. Well, I may have to go have national exams next week, so I have to go and study. So sorry for not being able to watch more of your streams. Your streams are really fun to watch. Well, I appreciate you saying that, Kaiser. You are always more than welcome to watch the VODs as well. VODs will always be available once the stream is over. But I wish you the best of luck with your national exams next week. I hope that you will crush them, knock them dead, champ. You got this. Have a great rest of your night, and good luck with studying. Grass. Toss those down there. I do also need... Gonna have to go back down into my storage room here because I need to grab my magma blocks. That's the word I was trying to think of. Magma blocks. Those are what we need for the oven. So, do I have any? Should somewhere. Once again, so unprepared. One of these days, I'll be fully prepared for a build. But that day is not today. Where am I going? That's not where my blocks are. Aha! We'll take the whole stack, because why not? Whee! All right, finally. Now we have at least the majority of the blocks that we need. Next layer. Crap. More stairs. But of course I am. Now, I thought I changed the windows, but maybe it didn't. I didn't update the schematic. I felt like I definitely did, but now I'm not sure. Am I going delusional? I might be going delusional. Some might even say schizophrenic, but I promise you, I'm not that far gone. Ouch! That's hot. Guys, magma blocks, they're hot. Don't burn yourselves. Please. Be smart. Be smarter than I. Protect yourselves. Alright, I'm gonna turn these into stairs. Might as well also make the barrels. That's what I was trying to think of. Don't know why it took me a moment to think of what barrels were, but it did. May also need to... I don't have clay. That's another problem for me. I do not have enough clay. Being for real right now. There we go. Much better. I have too much crap on me. Pots, fences, or fence gates. That's what I also need. Oh! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I messed up, guys. What happens? Do this. Nope. Okay. Placement, configure that. So this is the bottom layer, which also needs to mount. Nope. I think I fixed it. Did I fix it? I think I fixed it, guys. Crisis averted. Lesson learned. Don't right click with sticks. Ooh. It's more than likely is. I swear I'm not always this stupid, guys. That's definitely not enough. More than likely going to need more than that. But for now, we're just going to work with it. Next layer. Yeah, because technically, how I wanted this to go was there would be stairs here. And kind of get that rounded window vibe, which... I'm going to do something a little bit controversial with how I'm building this. It's a little bit, it's more unorthodox for me than anything, but I'm not going to put any stained glass in. And the reasoning why will be more apparent a little bit later on, because I realized that I actually did this with the cobbler shop, and I did not do it with the bakery, because I built them on different days. So the vibes were a little bit different. Double check that I already have a bunch of slabs. Okay, cool. Do I have shelves? Yes, I do. We're going to be using the shelves as a detail. Why did I use slabs there? Not entirely sure why. But oh well. So now the next layer we can just kind of hop, skip, and jump over. That to get up here. Yep. Let's try that one more time. Yeah, so for this shop, or for this build here, it's really, at least for me, it seems pretty simplistic because it's not like a super in-depth build design. It's kind of an... It just copies the text for you? Oh, that is so convenient. I did not know it did that. Anyways. The build itself is not very complex in nature. Very simplistic. Now that I'm realizing it, this is going to be like butted right up against back here, which I'll come back and fix that at some point. That's not super important. Right now, for the time being, not very important. Alright, and then the support beam going across center here. And I'm guessing that was... Yeah, those are slabs. But it's sleepy time because it's dark out. My nose is like super dry. You get some Vaseline or something. Do you have slabs? I think what I did... No. Okay, cool. It reverted itself. I got very concerned there for a second. Nope, wrong block. Slab. Full blocks. We're gonna need a lot of slabs for this roof, I'm now realizing. Because... Yeah, like... I decided to go for like a more, like a flatter roof design. In comparison to like what I normally build with. I thought it just kind of fit the build a bit better. Well, yeah, this is going to require a lot of planks and a lot of slabs, and probably some stairs too. I already have a good amount of stairs, so I'm not worried about that part. And I don't have any more slabs, so I'm going to have to make more of those, which is obviously fine. That is a slab. Wow, I am messing this up like crazy. Alright, so let's make ourselves a bunch of slabs. Let me just double check that I don't have any more. Nope. Okay, cool. That should be enough. And then I can make myself some sticks. Gonna need more than that. That's a little bit better. Miscellaneous blocks kind of go in there. Toss those right there. Then we have plenty of slabs so that we can finish these sections of the roof. Like I said, gonna have to do a little bit of landscaping to kind of push this back. Probably like another block even. But we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, let's just get the roof in. Do I seriously really not have any? Apparently, I did not have any planks. It's kind of wild. And the rest of the roof here, and then I believe it's just slabs throughout the rest of this. But I could be wrong. And so you also, I guess I'm kind of reiterating myself a little bit, but like the extra details that I mentioned earlier, such as the like raw bread dough, stuff like that, is kind of. Why didn't I finish this? That part was like the smaller details I mentioned that I wanted to include if we had time for it a little bit later on today. So since I apparently did not finish the roof on this side, I'm just going to go ahead and finish it. Like a silly little goose. How could I forget the roof on that side? That seems so silly. Right, guys? Right. Now I know the game is going to be a bit angry, and it's like, those aren't supposed to be there. Yes, they are. I'm just a dumbass. It's fine. Alright, then yeah, there's no extra details there, but I did need to make a couple fire pits. Shoot. Do I have coal? I do have coal. That will do for now. Sticks, logs, and that. Now we have a few fireplaces. And do I have trapdoors? I do have trapdoors, that's right. Now, probably, what I'll probably have to end up doing is coming back and putting in the next layer, which is literally just 2 clay pots, because I don't think I have the bricks and or clay for that. I may be able to double check. Maybe. We're gonna go check really quick. I'm surprised I have flown through that rather smoothly. I feel like I definitely would have like bonked my head at least a few times flying through that gap, but knock on fake wood, it's gone well so far. Now I'm double checking these chests here really quick to make sure I don't have any extra stuff. We got a goat horn. When did I have a goat horn? Ah, it's the cool one too. That is right. Okay, so we'll start in here. bricks. No. Oh, hey, there's some more pale moss. Nothing in there. Yeah, I don't think I had any bricks throughout there. Nothing there. I just have a conglomerate of random shit throughout this place. I do have flower pots, though. I do have flower pots, which is exactly what we needed. So I will go ahead and take those. Literally perfect. So I decided this time around I wasn't going to include the pots, like the large clay pots. I just wanted to do chimneys because in reality you're not going to be looking at the top. Very rarely would anybody be looking at the top of that, but just even that is nice. Just some smoke coming out of that, signifying that, oh yeah, it's alive. Too much stuff on me now. You know, I told myself, oh, I need all this tough today, and then now I'm realizing I barely used as much as I thought as I needed. Whoops. All I need now is lanterns, which I know I have lanterns over here. I also have campfires, which stack those together, I guess. What do I do with my lanterns? Not there. There. Maybe they were over here. Oh, that's my... Oh, look at that! More tough! Take that. Thank you very much. Deep slate, and... yeah, no. Okay. Where did I see lanterns? Guys, am I going crazy? I might be going crazy. I'm just gonna sleep up here. So why not? Where are the lanterns? In here. No. Where the frick did I put my lanterns? Like, genuinely so confused. I know I just checked these, but I'm double checking. No, there's also more pale moss there. Where are they? They might have been in one of my chests over here. Oh, no. Do have the copper to make lanterns, if need be. I'd like to use up what I have first. Aha, I knew it. Wax copper lanterns, that will certainly work. Which shop was this? This one. Got a bunch of random stuff in it. But really, all that's left that needs done currently is to toss the lanterns in right there. Give this place a little bit of light. And throw in a door. Which I do in fact have. Wasn't entirely sure if I had it or not. I'm going to fix the door. It's not that big of a deal. And then, oh, I almost forgot about this. Nope. So what I wanted to do, not that, do the wooden shutters, like, it might not be as doable as I would have liked, because if we do it here, because then that's going to interfere with that, maybe it just stays open. Or we do that. Just to kind of mimic, like, the shutter doors are open like this. I think that'll be fine. I don't know if it's just because of the way that I have my the one mod for the smoother transitions between doors. But anyways, that's enough of that. Good news is we do in fact have the bakery done. Now I will keep this schematic loaded just in case we do have time to come back through and work on that next. But or work on the inner details. But next up we have what will be the cobbler shop. So that's going to go in right here. So if we turn that off, turn that on, that is right here. Now we gotta bring it down. Now this one I did include the floor, like a smart boy. Now this isn't a very large build either. It is a multi-story build, but it's not like a large build by any means. I wanted it to make it feel like compact almost. Like I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. I wanted to make it feel cluttered. That's the word I was trying to think of. Make it feel cluttered so that there was a lot going on the inside. So I wanted to make it a bit smaller. Go. Come on. So you'll see what I mean once we start actually getting to work on this. And now that I've also started working on like some other structures like the collar shop, for example, and just having whatchamacallits, like multiple designs, I guess. Just toss those. So truly don't really need that. I wanted to incorporate some of the designs I did here with other houses or structures within Duskhearth even. If they will fit in. So that's also next question is, will these structures fit in properly? Or not? Alright, cool. Now let's get some of our other details, like our spruce shelves, our slabs. Those are going to be pretty important. I will probably end up needing stairs as well because of this. Oh, almost forgot about over here. This side of the shop. So this is like where the shelves that all the shoes and stuff are kept on. We even have a table for working on said shoes as well. Oh. Okay, let's try that one more time. There we go. Now the next layer. And so as you can see here is that, like, I did not include any glass on these windows here. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because I was thinking it in a more simplistic manner initially when I was coming up with, like, the house designs in general for Duskhearth. Like, they weren't supposed to be, like, super fancy or anything like that. They were just supposed to be simplistic enough to where I'm getting screen tearing all of a sudden. Why? It's probably my shaders, in all honesty. Reload the shaders. Yeah, I think there's some sort of issue going on with the shaders right now. We're definitely getting some unintentional screen or textures stuff. Uh-oh. Hopefully I didn't just crash the server. Hello? It says it's running. There it is. Okay. Crisis averted. I was only slightly terrified for a second there. Hell, we might have even been getting that screen tearing because of, or the texture tearing because we had, the server was lagging. It wasn't updating properly even. Let's see here. Let's make more doors. So I'm gonna need the doors for this build. Excellent, excellent. Where's my bed? It's sleepy time. I left my bed up here for some reason. Bring it down here with all the rest of my stuff. All right, next layer. Oh, right, those are supposed to be stairs. Yes. Do have some stairs. Use those up first, and then these trapdoors go there. Cool. Alright, that was in fact planks. Next layer here. I'm getting more stairs now because I don't have enough. That'll work. Guess I should probably finish building out the walls of this layer first before we start placing stuff. Maybe schmat, perhaps. Alright, let's update these first. And then, yes, and then we do this. Okay. That was in fact correct. We just needed to update it. So this part, this outside structure here, you may see that right now, but this took me a while to come up with something that I was going to be happy with. I don't know why it took me forever to come up with something that I was going to be content with, because it's not anything that extraordinary, but like I struggled for a bit trying to like think of how it was going to work. I even ended up getting Roth's help a little bit too. So I'm like, hey, how the heck do I get this to look halfway decent? And so he recommended to me that, there's no floor there. And so he recommended to me that I try to do a mix of slabs and trapdoors to kind of like give it a little bit more texture and a little bit more, I guess, flair. If you want to go as far as to say that, even though that's kind of a stretch. But overall, after messing around with it for a while, I ended up landing on something that I was actually quite happy with. I don't know why it took me forever to do it, because it is such like it was such a simple fix. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, any more planks? Still planning on being on. Roth. He's currently showing us offline. So that is a tentative maybe. Hello. There we go. Mouse just took a second there to process, I guess. What do you mean? Those are also planks? Why did I leave those as planks? Because it should be stairs. I thought it would have been. I guess we should probably also finish this, which I'm also going to need more trap doors. That'll work. I don't know why I grabbed so much moss. He just responded, heck. I'm going to guess... No. Are these also slabs? Probably not at this point. Well, I guess next week is when we're going to talk with Roth then. Get his thoughts and opinions. Alright, so now... next layer. Did I not finish texturing the backside? Guys, I don't think I finished texturing the backside. I'm a bad builder, no! This work project... oh, man. Alright, well, no Roth tonight, but that's fine. I'm sure he will rejoin us next week. Grab that. May even just grab another stack of spruce logs, because we might need those. Did get fences. Should at least plan for that. Don't know why... I didn't just use full blocks there. I don't know. But we'll probably find out later on. What the heck? Yeah, I'll have to come back and fix that at some point. But let's go ahead and sleep. Grab a couple more stacks. Of bricks. Fill this in. Yeah, I definitely did not texture the backside of this build like I did with all the other sides. I unintentionally pulled a green. Well, no, he doesn't finish his backside of his build. That's what it is. We at least do have a backside to the build. It's just not finished. Cool. It's not textured. There's a distinct difference between textured and having a backside. Right, so do right. More stairs. Doing so well. What is my mouse doing? Just on my pad? I think so. Oh, that's not right. I don't know. Part of me feels like the cobbler build might... I don't think it has as much detail as I put into like the blacksmith, for example. But I definitely think that there is more detail in comparison to the other structures, especially like the bakery. Ouch, I fell. Yeah, because the bakery is very simplistic. It's not very detailed, but I feel like the cobbler shop here does fit a little bit more with the blacksmith. Which, I mean, ultimately in the end could be perfectly fine. We may come back and make changes later on. Alright, this layer. The roof design, at least the roof shape, I should say, is a little bit more unique too. And the fact that it doesn't really fit in with the more sloped or the more 45-degree angled roofs that we normally have. Yeah. Okay, so there's not too much more we gotta do. It's just a matter of putting these in, getting the roof on, and then throw the lanterns on wherever we need them, and then the structure is done. Like I said, didn't come up with any extra details or anything like that for interior designs or anything like that. I may spend some time whenever I get it doing that at some point, but for now this will work. I do not have any stairs. Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh, did not mean to click again. Almost killed myself there. Almost went kersplat. That would not have been good. Oh, that is... okay. This is also, yeah, this is probably going to be our biggest structure, like our tallest structure, I should say, in Duskhearth. It's kind of surprising because I thought the blacksmith might have been. Also very well could just be the elevation in comparison to where the blacksmith is and the cobbler shop, but we'll see. Right, there's that. Now, this pot. The last little bit of the roof here. Okay. Stairs on this layer. Planks here. Next up. Now these are just full blocks, so like I think I ended up using slabs here instead. But it really doesn't matter that much. Still, at the end of the day, the same blocks. Right, now it is walls and spikes. Where's my spikes? Aha, there they are. And the last few spikes going in now. Boom, bam, bop, boom. Done. Now all we gotta do is throw in the lanterns. On either side. I did want to do that. And then lantern there. And up here goes the lantern. Now, okay. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, I really did nothing else with up here. Huh. Anyways, interior stuff will come at a later point, but this is what the current shop looks like. So we have a little table here. I feel like we might even go ahead and throw in a little, I don't know, maybe like an axe, or we can do like something to make a hammer, like a small hammer of some sorts, like for nails and all that fun stuff like you would normally have. And then like I did with these, what I was essentially trying to do for up here was to replicate what I did in these windows here. So we have these doors that act as shutters, and the stairs here actually work very well. For the most part, I should say. For like just this little top half here to like make the shutters look all connected together. So I do like that little detail. We may end up throwing like a small table in here just because I want this place to maybe even like another shelf. Just like another 2-layer shelf. 2-level shelf. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Just to help make this place feel a little bit more confined, but I do like that. And at some point, I will get armor stands in here for like leather boots, other types of shoes, and all that fun stuff. At some point, just gotta bear with me. But what I am gonna do right now is we're gonna do a short intermission so I can use the restroom and refill my water. So I'm gonna hide in this closet here. Stretch your legs, grab a snack, do what you need to do. We will be back in just a few. Okay, everybody, I have returned. Let's get back into it. Okay, so the next step in this process is mostly going to be the farmer markets. Now, we do have to keep in mind that this place is primarily agricultural, so we're not going to really have many industry shops in town. Obviously, like for having a bakery is like for basic food necessities and stuff like that. A cobbler's for like helping, cobbler slash tailor shop even, if we want to look at it that way. But a lot of farmer markets because of the vast amount of food that will eventually be here. Like I'm talking, this hole will be filled up like wheat fields, beetroot fields, you know, more vineyards even, that kind of stuff. And so we want to have quite a few like stalls and shops, probably just scattered throughout the mountain here even. Yeah, so the next step is going to be this one. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm also going to need a bunch of wool. So let's go ahead and throw this stuff into here. And this. There, grass, don't need. So for this one here, yes, it was white, brown, and green wool. Gonna use a lot of wool. So let's fly on over into the depths below Duskhearth here and snag up some of the wool that's been sitting here for a while now. We've barely used any wool for our structure. So speaking of, we're gonna have to come back and fix this up at some point because with the fall drop, we're getting new wool blocks, wool stairs and slabs. Finally, that's about freaking time that they did this. But I'm so excited that they are actually doing that. So take that. That's light gray. We need green and brown. I will be making quite a few banners, so I want to make sure that I have an adequate amount, at least for this. We can always come back and get more later on. Hell, we can even use some of these barrels here to store this. I will also probably end up needing these barrels at some point. But I wanted to make sure I at least had some resources with me. Alright, so like this is these are like a corner stall even, or I wouldn't really consider like a carousel stall, but like you have stalls for every corner, like every quarter stalls. I guess that's maybe a better term for this, but they have different stuff in each quarter of it. What kind of stuff? That's still yet to be determined, but it'd be nice to at least have. I need more stuff. Who'd have thought I need more stuff? Because like I can never plan accordingly. And that needs to be... these logs need to be stripped as well. Remember when I said I was going to need those barrels? Yes. I'm still going to need them. About to make more slabs when... oh, I thought I had more slabs than that. Maybe not. Alright. Probably went a little bit overkill. But I'd rather have the resources than not have them. You feel me? Alright, next up. May just be easier to strip an entire stack of blocks really quick. Excellent. So now we just need to throw in... right now it's mostly just a bunch of planks and stripped logs and like maybe a couple detail blocks like chests and barrels. You know, I tried to convince Roth to allow me to add in a mod that gave us carts that we could actually utilize, but would also be excellent for decoration. The mod that I had in mind was nifty carts, but I was like, hey Roth, you should totally add this in because I'm terrible at building carts. And you know, you can add items, blocks into these carts to make them look like they have actual items in them. And he's like, nah, we can build carts. And I'm just like, that's not the answer I wanted. Would have loved nothing more than to have the nifty carts mod here on the server. But alas, it was not to be. We're not going to worry about these ones just yet because I don't feel like trying to make connecting blocks to go through that headache. We will have it in just a moment because we have a bunch of fences that we got to put in anyways, which will connect all this up. So now we just got to do that. Oh, that's right. It's not all fences in here. It's a combination of fences and fence gates. That's right. It'd be so much easier to just do it this way. I was gonna say, how many trapdoors, how many fence gates do I have? Not that many. I have to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me. They kind of helped me with my whatchamacallit, slightly dry nose. Not that I have snot or anything, but... Oh no, felt relieving. I don't... TMI? I don't know. Alright, at least I'm using up the, crap ton of fences that I have. And now... we can grab our wool. Probably didn't need to grab all of it. But a majority of it. Yeah, it's going to be a majority of white banners. I didn't need even that many. No, I did not. I only need like 8 banners. But I'll make extras just in case. And now I'll need even more wool. Primarily white, though. Ooh, cannot forget either that we're supposed to add in fences there on these corners. Or right next to the wood posts here. Alright, I think we got them all. Seriously. Right, there we go. Now, the way that I decided to go about using the banners may be a little strange to some people because I decided to go with a, like how the banners go on was that they were going to have, it's going to be like in a circle almost. So like, obviously you can't put banners like here because there's already a block here, so they wouldn't fit in. So I just kind of had it go around, and I'm hoping that it works out the way that I wanted to. Excuse me. And will this be enough? I think it might just be enough there. Excellent. And we can go ahead and throw the wool back in. Along with these other banners, because I made too many. We may end up reusing them. Who knows? We'll see. Actually, I will not. So I need to build the roof. That is right. Don't know how I could forget. The white is kind of blinding in Lightmatica mode. Didn't really realize that. Whoops. My eyes. It's getting dark. Let's go to sleep. I'm probably going to end up having to run back down below to get more. Well, maybe not. We might be fine, actually. You're going to have to run down below for the next... You have to run back down below for the next couple market stalls that I'm going to need to make, but not for this one. I'm also going to need to make myself some more fence gates before I forget. So... might not be enough, but it's at least a start. So we need to throw them right there. Sorry, Mitch. Oh. Alright, now the other side. Technically, could just go up top for this one. That's facing the right way. I don't know why that's being weird. There's that. Now, what I also need to do is grab these fences here and go back in. I believe it was there. Yeah, right there. And place down fences that we can hang our lanterns off of those. Want to make sure that this place is nice and lit up so mobs don't spawn in there. Here we are. Wonderful. I think that one is all good. And I don't have anything else to add to that one. So we can go ahead and remove that schematic. We are going to turn on this one. And I'm going to have to go get more wool for that. So... let us head back down. Now, this time around, I will obviously need white wool. I'm also going to need yellow. So, white wool. Grab that. And yellow. Excellent. You know, it may even be easier to just fly in and out from over here since it's technically a little bit closer. So, yeah. Start using that up. Start using that to get in and out. Don't really need any more green or brown wool, so we can toss those into there. We'll need trap doors, stairs. Doesn't really matter which way that we build these, because they're all going to face the same exact way anyways. Righty. Now, this is where we start to get into the wool utilization. Like, having half slab wool blocks is going to make these market stalls look so much better in the long term. I just know it. And before we go ahead and start throwing on the banners, I think where we're going to start is just simply getting the structure in. Banners can come afterwards once we actually have it all built. Kind of actually figure out how much wool utilization we're actually going to need. Seriously. Why is it that fence gates I never seem to have enough of? Give me that only gives me 10. I need to start just making them en masse. Please connect properly. Yes. Excellent. Now we can just jump up here. Hop up. Finish building this. We don't. I think that's enough. Like, very minimal wool usage for banners, for white banners, but a lot of yellow banners there. Do I have any? No, I did not. I'm just gonna make 10 of those. Start with 20 yellow. Why not? I may need a little more banners. I may have slightly underestimated the amount of banners I was going to need by at least a few. How many yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those, and then 3 white. Eight yellow. Oh, I already had 4 in there. Nice. And 3 white. Which I also had. Sigh. Now, granted, the other market stall is basically just a copy and paste of this one. The only difference is we might swap out the yellow for something else. That is about it. I don't... What's that? Yeah, so that's it for that stall. Let's go ahead and sleep. So what I'm thinking is... we'll kind of have this... come down here. And then the next stall is right here. Also gonna need a little bit more wool, or a little more stripped logs and wool. I kind of have an unhealthy obsession with spruce. I'm starting to realize that. Like, I use wool, or I use spruce in like practically all of my builds. That should be just about the entire stack. Yes. And then... actually, I don't think I need any... no, I will need... that one, this one. I should have enough stairs, though. Enough stairs and enough, surprisingly enough, not enough spruce planks. Barrels we'll have enough for as well. Beautiful. All right, now this is where we're going to change out the color of wool. I think we're going to swap to a light gray. I think a light gray would look good. So, toss that into there. Bye-bye grass blocks. Maybe I'll grab one more sack of white wool, maybe 2, and at least a couple stacks of light gray. It is so cluttered. I'm curious, how many entities do we have? Roughly 287-ish to 290 something. That is a lot of entities, and it's probably counting like all this redstone stuff, which isn't exactly healthy. Alright, so that's dark gray. I grab that. Shockingly enough, we are now starting to kind of get into the yellow for wool. I thought we would have a ton, but we really don't. All right. So what we need is more sticks. So I'm gonna need more. Come on. That. No. No, 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 no. Bad. Bad Zman. That. Honestly, I could probably just turn off the schematic placement and basically just do a copy paste of what we did here. So it was white and then gray. Oh, wrong block. Like that. And 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we rinse and repeat. Apparently, I'm gonna need more white wool. Let's grab that. Should be plenty. All right, so now grab whatever I have. That goes in like so. That's not supposed to go there. So I need 4 more gray banners. Oh, that. What's it clicking on that? Seriously. There we go. And boom. So then don't have any grass. that. And ideally what I think we'll do is we'll have like another one face this way, probably maybe even another back behind here that will face this way. Just maybe even have like a row of stalls back over this way. I may have to do a little bit of terraforming as well. Overall, this space is starting to get a little bit more life. Got some stalls, we got the cobbler, we got the bakery up here. Probably going to sprinkle in some trees through here as well. I didn't want to have it be as densely populated with trees like we have the neighborhood district. I know that's really bright, I apologize. Like, we have a ton of trees throughout here to kind of fill in that void. I'm thinking we'll probably have like a couple less populated. Maybe we'll have like other things like statues, fountains, and whatnot. We could probably include those at certain spots, like even down here. We can terraform this a bit or make like a small fountain here or here. Trees like back here, through here, on this side, like a dual row potentially, and then just kind of see where these will take us and how far we can get with that. But honestly, I think my juices are running out for the night, so we may make this stream a little bit shorter, only about 2.5 hours. That's compared to my usual 3.5 to 4. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the progress we've made today. It may not seem like that much, but to me, it's quite a bit. This place is looking better and better each day. I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys thought of today's episode. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and end things off for tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching, hanging out, chatting, or lurking. Appreciate each and every single one of you for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did and you haven't done so yet, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Consider checking out all of my social medias. Consider joining my community Discord as well. If you guys want to see more Soulless World content just like this, consider subscribing as well. And as always, I shall see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.